Hey there, it's Walt. It hung on a corkboard near my refrigerator. It was a beautiful image of a 40-foot sloop. I had found it in a sailing magazine on a rare respite at a Barnes & Noble on a Sunday afternoon. It was during a time that was pretty crazy in my life. I was a single dad. I was raising 3 boys. I was managing a law firm. I was balancing a lot of things, and things felt pretty chaotic and out of control. And the idea of having a 40-foot sailboat was beyond my wildest imagination at that time. But since I had been a boy, I had always loved sailing, and on that one afternoon when I had that little oasis of time and I was browsing through that sailing magazine, I thought, oh my God, I would love to have that boat. And so I bought the magazine and I came home and I tore the page out of the magazine and I thumbtacked it up onto that corkboard. And there it sat for, about 8 or 9 months. And then suddenly one day the corkboard dropped to the floor. And it was too much of a pain to put the corkboard back up, so I tore everything off and I took the sailboat picture and I almost threw it in the garbage, but I looked at it and I thought, oh, I really love that boat, and I folded it up and I slid it in the top drawer of my desk and forgot about it. And time went by, and maybe 18 months later, I was looking for something and couldn't find it, and I pulled open that drawer and I took out that sheet of paper and I opened it up and I gasped because it was the boat that was sitting in a slip that belonged to me. There is tremendous power in visualizing what you want, visualizing where you want your life to go, visualizing what you want to create in your life. And we are at an extraordinary inflection point right now, like one of the great inflection points in history. There was an interesting little tiny piece in the Wall Street Journal the other day showing some research that suggested that even the people who had gotten vaccines weren't inclined to go back to the office. They weren't inclined to go back to what they had been doing. And there's all sorts of interesting research suggesting that there is this great rise in the gig economy, people wanting to create something new and different, that old thing wasn't working. So many people have spent many months, some almost a year, waiting for things to go back. There is no back button. I've watched speakers who used to speak on live stages waiting on the sidelines to go back. It's not coming back. I've watched business professionals wait for the old way of marketing to come back. It's not coming back. None of that's coming back. And for most people, if you really reflect on what back was, the life before the pandemic, there were a lot of things that weren't working. And yes, we've gone through a very challenging period of time, and now we stand at a threshold and we get to create anew. We get to visualize something new. We have this opportunity, this rare chance to create anew. And so I want to invite you to think about what that might be for you, rather than just allowing yourself to mindfully drift forward through the spring into the summer. Become acutely aware that there is this moment in time where you get to change things up. Go back and look at, as best you can, go back and look at what wasn't working back then, and begin to imagine, begin to visualize what you might want to create in terms of your work, in terms of what you do, where you live, how you want your life to be. Because we have the opportunity, dare I say, the responsibility, the obligation to co-create these magnificent things that are our lives in a way that brings you joy and satisfaction and meaning, a way in which you can express the gifts and talents that are uniquely yours in the highest and best way in the world. This is an extraordinary moment in time. So whatever exercises might be good, journaling works for me. Visualization is really powerful. Creating a vision board is really fun. But begin to get clarity about what it is that you want to create for your life in the months and years ahead. Make it a great rest of the day, a great rest of the week. Talk soon. Bye for now.